welcome back to A Puppy in Quarantine. So today is the first day with our dog. She's running around right now, taking a little brain break before we get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is teach her a marker. Okay, so I use a clicker. So the clicker is going to indicate to her that she's earned a treat, right? But if you don't have a clicker on hand, you can use a word. My dogs also usually know yes, okay? You can use good. The simple thing is that it needs to be consistent. So you can't say good dog one time and that's a girl the next time, okay? So the marker, we are going to condition that it's the very first thing that we do, and it gets the dog in a training mode, it gets the dog excited to play and he's excited to work. And it's going to help us to introduce her to things like when we go into new environments, when she meets new people. We can give her feedback the whole time, okay? So the marker essentially bridges the dog's behavior with the reward, okay? So the very first thing we need to do is condition the marker because it doesn't have an innate meaning. So we need to condition it with something that the dog loves. Okay, the easiest thing to use in training is food if your dog likes it. If your dog doesn't like it, you can use anything the dog loves. Watch your dog for a while. You know your dog better than anyone. Do they like play? Do they like petting? I will tell you, most dogs like to be pet, but it's usually not strong enough to build behavior. I am lucky enough that this dog, come here, baby. She is food motivated. So, be very careful. So this is Luna, okay? She's our little Chihuahua mix that we're gonna be training. She's shaking because, well, it's a little chilly and it's a Chihuahua. So I'm training outside, but we're gonna make it short, not just because she's a puppy and we don't wanna work too long, but because it's chilly and it's Michigan and she's cold. So we're going to condition the clicker. All I'm gonna do is click, follow up with a treat. She's not required to do anything, okay? Click, follow up with a treat. You notice she likes to come in front of me and sit. That's not anything I train, so I have to wonder if somebody's worked with her in the past with rescue dogs you don't know. So I'm following up that treat relatively quickly at first, okay? And I'm making them very small. She's 4 or 5 pounds, so it's like a shred of cheese. My 60-pound dog that's in the house right now, she gets maybe pea-sized treats. We're not trying to feed them a meal. We're just trying to give them feedback. Click. Feed them a treat. And I'm walking around. Click. Feed them a treat. They catch on to this very quickly. The dogs are keen discriminators, okay? So if you want your marker to have meaning, you have to kind of charge it in the house, outside the house, or if you're going to work with the dog, it just kind of gets them on board. So let's talk about why this is such an important part of training, why we can't just use praise or just use treats. Dogs are keen discriminators, and that means they need the same feedback all the time. We're teaching a species that doesn't speak English, right? So if you think about that, think about if I told you all, if I went to Facebook and told all my friends in Polish, come watch my channel. You couldn't comply to that because you didn't understand it, okay? But let's say you surfed into my channel, and every time you do, I give you $1, right? I'm giving you feedback that means something to you. So we're gonna build that behavior. There's lots of more information I can link down in the description about clicker training and why it's so amazing. In all of my years of training with dogs, I've used a lot of different methods, and it's by far the quickest, okay? With every dog, it uses science, and again, for those of you that want to dig deeper into why it works so well, I'm going to supply that information. You don't have to take it from me. There's lots of expert advice on that. So, as you can see, I don't know where she went. I lost my training partner.
No, you didn't.
She's right there. Okay, as you can see, charging the clicker, it's fun for the dog. We're not requiring them to do anything. I hear my other dog in the house. She wants to come play too. But it's very important to separate the dogs when they're training, or they'll get in each other at first, because they'll get in each other's way. So charging the clicker over the first few days the dog is home, it really does help them adjust and help them decompress, because they start to learn, there's one thing I know, without a shadow of a doubt, what it means. It means, yes, that means something good is going to happen, okay? So you can spend the next few days just condition the clicker. Have all the members of the household that know how to use the clicker correctly condition it, okay? Because this is going to be an important part of the socialization process. The second thing I do right away is teach the dog their name, okay? She's a rescue. She may have, they called her a different name at the rescue, and she may have responded to that. We chose Luna, okay? So I can change a dog's name at any time I want to by pairing it with something good, okay? So we have not worked with her before, so what I'm gonna do is kind of walk around and I'm gonna call her name just once, okay? So I'm gonna call her name just once, and then if she doesn't look right away, I'm gonna make kissy noises. I can tap dance if I want to. The minute she looks toward me, I'm gonna click and throw a treat on the ground, okay? Luna! Click. Throw a treat on the ground. Okay, there you go. Get over here. There you go. As she finishes up, Luna! Click. We gotta make sure they find it. Luna! Click. Luna! Okay, so at first I'm not asking her to respond from very far, right? We always start off as small, workable bites. If the dog's not responding, you're asking too much. So as her response gets better and better, we can start calling her name from further distances. This is not a recall, this is just to get attention. We're not looking for direct eye contact. I just want her to acknowledge me so I know that she's listening if I give her the next cue, okay? And it makes it fun for her, all right? So, Luna! Good. There we go. All right, simple enough for today. Have fun with your dogs and stay safe.